Hello my dear friend, I wish you wisdom. In today's video I wanted to talk to you about Saturn. I will start by saying that I meditate a lot on planetary symbols. And maybe you will be surprised, but I meditate mostly on Saturn. In this video I would like to talk to you about this planet or star, or whatever you may want to call it. But in the beginning, how should I say this? We as human beings, we should really start talking about things when we know, when we experienced certain things. Otherwise, is nonsense. And I must say that what I've observed as I started to do my meditation every single day without skipping a day is that life changed quickly. I started to be attracted back to the things that I was attracted when I was a little girl. Life started to become more attractive to me and became incredible. You see, when I was a little girl, I watched an animated series which was called Sailor Moon. And from that series, believe it or not, I was fascinated, obviously, by Sailor Moon, mostly because her character reminded me a lot of myself. And then one day, in this animated series, Sailor Saturn appeared. The guardian of silence, the destroyer. I was really fascinated by that. And although I found only monstrosities, mostly about this planet, and many nasty things around this subject, I don't know why I was always asking if this which is presented to us is really true. Then I started to search more about this subject, which is called planetary magic. And I started reading and reading. And in each book, each planet was presented as being dual in nature. But Saturn still was the nastiest of them all. And my question was, if there is no need for death, then why the Creator made it in the first place? Now, back in the past, whenever I heard about rituals or spiritual things on a deeper level, I was really afraid even to think about it. And mostly because of the bloody sacrifices that I heard of. Then one day, as I started to meditate every single day, as I started to gain more confidence and so on, I still had this fear whenever I thought of this planet. But at the same time, in my head was this thought that this is a nonsense and a full of bullshit feeling. And because I feared it so much, I decided to meditate on the symbol of Saturn. And while I was deciding to do this, in my mind, oh dear Lord, I had all these thoughts that demons will jump on me and all these nasty thoughts if I do this. But I said to myself, if there's a need for bloody sacrifices in this magic science, well, I don't want to have anything to do with it. So I started to meditate because I wanted to gain an answer. And I waited till I reached a certain moment in which I felt is appropriate to ask the question. And as it always happens, an immediate answer came. But as I said earlier, as I started to meditate day by day, I started also to recognize when is my voice or when is not. And it was almost like a laugh. And the following came. Gods don't do sacrifices. Only slaves do. What do you want to become? A slave or a god? My mind was blown away. Then almost instantly another thing came. If you truly want to go on this path, you will start to eat properly also. You will feel that need anyway while going on this path. But if you don't have discipline, that means the death of the things that you started to do. It was something like that. And believe it or not, my life changed drastically from that moment. I started to eat more vegetables, less and less meat to none, more fruits, salads, drinking juice. Every day I meditate and I'm feeling wonderful, more cheerful, more full of life, love, and I am becoming more and more grateful for even being able to wake up in the morning. So it just changed my whole perspective of living. What I once viewed as bad, now I started to become more receptive and to drop the walls that I thought once were in the name of security. And in my opinion, Saturn is just a limitation that you can use to your advantage. Saturn equals limit. But you see, the way I view it now is that Saturn is a serious planet and helps you to lay out your path for success, because it puts up limits, boundaries, in order for you to stay focused. And the things that you may not like may be necessary for your growth. So my advice will be to take a look, a serious look, to your astrological chart and find where Saturn is. because this dude right here is your teacher. We view Saturn as a malefic planet that symbolizes karma, discipline, restrictions, pain even. Let's look for a second at the etymology of Saturn. Saturn comes from Old English Saturn, a Roman god, from Latin Saturnus, originally a name of an Italic god of agriculture, possibly from Etruscan, and it's a derivation from Latin serere, to sow. Saturn was known as an ancient Italic deity which was believed to have instructed people in agriculture and gardening, thus elevating them from the barbarism to social order, civilization. His reign was sung by the poets as the Golden Age. He was identified with the Greek Kronos, father of Zeus. Also, Saturn means constant and enduring. So, from this explanation, I extracted to sow, and his reign was sung by the poets as the Golden Age. So, what do I mean by that? If we take a look back at the cycles in general, we have the day, the year, and the great year, which is the procession. As our planet Earth approaches Sirius, we come near to the Golden Age. In the Bible was said that God is the Alpha and the Omega, isn't that so? If we look at the Kabbalistic tree, Saturn is on top, and on the bottom we have Earth, which is also ruled by Saturn. On top of Earth is Yesod, represented by the moon, the Alpha and the Omega. Well, this Omega, should it be Saturn? Interesting, isn't it? So, when you view yourself as the cause, you can view yourself also as the creator, isn't that so? And if you are constant in your action, you have one direction. You will arrive to the destination, isn't that so? Now, what it came to my understanding is that in this life, from an astrological point of view, Saturn has the role to show you your weaknesses, and he will use many methods to show you your weaknesses. But you can deal with the situation and remain a victim, or you can deal with the situation and become a fearless, radiant diamond. We can flow with nature's unfoldment and live in peace, or we can resist it and live in pain. It's our choice. You see, if you impose yourself, for example, to meditate every single day, it's a sort of pressure that you use, a limitation. Okay? That helps you to go into a certain direction. When you are facing a limit or difficulty, just treat it as an opportunity to grow and smile at it. Only then you will understand what I'm speaking right now. You can use restriction in your favor. You see, with just one word, You can make someone love you, or you can make someone hate you. You must understand that when you speak, you are sending out vibrations that create. And a small word here, a small word there, has a large outcome over a period of time. If you say, don't stay with that person because he is stupid, you just given yourself a name, which is stupid. If you say that person is beautiful, you just given yourself a name, which is beautiful. The most important thing in life is to come to the understanding that at the end of the day, you don't have your job, your house, or anything. You just have your word. This word of ours is a word of experience. Every sentence spoken has an effect not on the other person, but on you. Karma is very fair. You just have to understand it. That's all. And if you want to have a better life, there is just one thing that you have to do: to guard your word and to act with commitment. Stop looking at things with fear and start to view the virtues in them. Start to see what you can learn from any given situation, because even from a bad moment you can learn something. There is beauty in Saturn also. For sure you can view it the way you want to, but I choose to view the virtues in things, and Saturn virtues are really powerful, for sure. Have a beautiful day.